Hello, world and universe. Welcome to the Trevor Donald Experience. Manifest your truth. And if you're new to the channel, please hit that like and subscribe button. And for all my continued followers, I want to say thank you. And this is an opinion-based video channel where I try to open your eyes and ears up to some of the travails and tribulations that take place throughout our cities, our states, our country, and sometimes around the world. And this particular story is a cautionary tale coming straight out of Manhattan, New York, that has several caveats to it. It's got wealth, class, white male privilege, white male versus black woman, domestic violence, liberal criminal laws in New York, called the cashless bail system, where if you commit a minor infraction or crime, and how do you define what's minor versus major, you can get out under your own recognizance. And you're seeing many people committing crimes and are getting out, getting arrested, and even getting out the same day. So let's talk about this one. This is all surrounded around alleged domestic violence. Wealthy white sommelier is accused of trying to murder his glamorous black wife in knife attack before making shocking gesture as he leaves court. A wealthy Manhattan sommelier who has worked at trendy Michelin star rated restaurants allegedly stabbed his wife in a frightening attack that left her fearing for her life. Aaron Von Rock, 55, appeared in court to face charges of assault with intent to cause serious injury with a weapon, but was released under his own recognizance. And he even smirked and smiled as he left the courtroom. So when he left under his own recognizance, this is what's going on in New York with this cashless bail system. People are getting out, getting arrested and getting out damn near the same day, unless they've committed a heinous crime like murder, which is destroying New York City. Chicago, Illinois, also with their Safety Act, which is a cashless bail system also. And then LA County has bail reform, all under the same montage. The wine connoisseur allegedly attacked his wife during a frenzied episode in their Manhattan apartment, leading his wife to warn police. "My husband tried to kill me," cops said. Despite her plea, Van Rock was only hit with the lesser charge of assault. He was seen as a rising star in the ritzy sommelier world, which is a wine expert, and he counts Michelin star rated restaurant Benno among his past employers. The alleged slashing of Von Rock's wife, who has not been named, took place in their apartment on May 5th. The woman was left with a gash on her hand, as well as injuries to her leg and foot, reports the New York Post. The sommelier was in court recently, where he was released without bail, despite prosecutors seeking to have him held in prison. Von Rock was instead referred to an alternative court program. Judge Marva Brown also placed a temporary order of protection on the restaurant's terrified wife. He pleaded not guilty and he's due back in court September 30th. According to an interview with Wine Spectator, Von Rock was born in Maryland and began his career in the wine industry at the age of 3, where he stomped grapes for his family's homemade wine. After moving to New York City, Von Rock's glitzy career in the Big Apple's poshest eateries culminated in his working as a sommelier at Benno in 2019. He was the wine director at the Michelin star rated restaurant situated in the Evelyn Hotel before it was forced to shut down during the pandemic. Other top spots where he worked included Telepan on Manhattan's Upper West Side, which earned him Wine Spectator's Best of Award of Excellence in 2007. So we have a wine expert uh, who has been working at 5-star Michelin-rated restaurants, has done extremely well. Here we go with outward and inward appearance. Well respected in the restaurant community and wine community, uh, giving all appearances of being an upstanding person. The man is in his mid-50s, so he should know the difference between right and wrong. And then now he's been alleged to have tried to not only beat his wife, but also tried to stab her uh, several times uh, on several different parts of her body. Luckily, she survived. And I don't know the full accountability on what stopped him from committing this crime or even killing her, since they were the only two in the apartment. But lucky for her, she's still alive and had an opportunity to call the police on him. This is a cautionary tale of domestic violence. I've done several videos where husbands have committed heinous crimes against their wives. You have wives that have poisoned and killed their husbands. Where is the conflict mediation, conflict resolution, stepping away for a moment to take a deep breath? Why does every time you're hearing these stories, especially of husbands and wives, family members, children killing their parents? I've done several stories on sons killing their mothers. Why haven't we gotten to a place where you leave, get a dissolution of your marriage through the court system, act and behave as an accountable and respectable adult? No one is stuck with one person forever. If things are not working out, move on. We've gotten to a point where I say it all the time, there's a fine line between life and death. And you're seeing a major uptick in domestic violence issues, which really took off during the pandemic, when people were forced to be together and look at each other and realize, do I like this person or not? And if you don't, move on, leave. I've done several stories. Again, one recently of a Connecticut, a Massachusetts couple, where the husband, they lived in a $6 million home, but they were over their heads in debt. And then the husband's answer to the solution of the problem and their debt was to kill his wife, his daughter, who had nothing to do with it, and then took his own life. Domestic violence is right up there when I talk about the 7, 8, 9 templates that are destroying our country today: mental health issues, undiagnosed, the opioid crisis, homelessness, inept inner city public schools, fatherless homes, gun violence. Domestic violence is right up there also. And if you see a situation where you have a loved one, a spouse, that cannot manage their anger and attempts to resolve issues with their hands and their fists, it is time to go. Many times, and oftentimes, an alleged argument, some physical abuse, can definitely lead to murder. And that's not a position that you want to be in. So this is a cautionary tale for women. If you're in a very volatile situation, get out of there as soon as possible. The other part of this that we need to talk about are these liberal laws that are on the books. As I said, in the state of Illinois, they have the Safety Act, where if you commit a minor infraction, and how do you define that? You can get out under your own recognizance with no cash bail. So many people are committing crimes each and every day. The city of Chicago is being decimated with the migrant issue. sanctuary city, and gang violence, gun violence is just pummeling Chicago. Los Angeles, LA has a cashless bail system where the same thing is happening. The entire state of California is being decimated by crimes. Oakland, California, where the mayor has just been indicted. San Francisco, here again, homeless situation, property damage, simple assaults are taking place on a daily basis. Our public safety is on a vulnerable hinge at this particular time. Also in New York, you have this cashless bail reform. Same thing. You have individuals in California that I've done stories on. A woman in California who committed over 100 thefts in 1 year, got arrested many times, and has gotten out the same day. I did a story on a man in New York who was a serial thief who has committed over 120 thefts and has gotten out the same day. Where are we headed in America? We went from way too stringent laws. You take New York, for example. They had on the books in the 90s where even with one gun possession was an automatic 5 years. I think that was too egregious. And now you could do anything. It swayed from too restrictive to too loosey-goosey in today's time. And for this gentleman to be accused and arrested for trying to stab and kill his wife and to get out under his own recognizance is beyond me. We are going to hell in a handbasket if we don't get our moral turpitude, our ethical standard back to a high level and regain our sense of our humanity and God-fearing sensibilities. This gentleman gets out under his own recognizance, no bond, no bail, and he even smirked and laughed as he left the courtroom. Is this a clear indication of white male privilege, where he's a white, well-known, wealthy sommelier, wine expert, and he has a black female wife? Race plays in everything. With this same scenario, would the court have done the same thing had she stabbed him and alleged to have perpetrated attempted murder against him? Would they have kept her in jail and not given her a bond, or would they have let her out under her own recognizance? In America, race plays in everything, and I'm not dangling that to my viewers, but it's something to think about. What do you think about this particular situation where this wealthy wine expert allegedly tried to stab and kill his wife, and he gets out without a cash bail under his own recognizance, laughs and smirks as he's leaving the courtroom as if to thumb his nose to the legal system, to his wife and her family, and maybe he thinks that his money, his class, his being a white male, he will be above the law and will not have to pay a price for these alleged horrific domestic violence allegations against him. Tell me what you think. This has been a Trevor Donald Experience. Manifest your truth in a positive, righteous, and God-fearing way.